Have you ever just felt like you're walking through a fog? You know, that mental fog of anxiety and worry and stress that just seems to cloud everything you do? Well, today, we are going to talk all about that fog, what it is, and more importantly, how to find this incredible sense of freedom by learning to see right through it. So let's just dive right in.
It's a huge question, and it feels universal, doesn't it? Why is it that our own mind, the very tool we're supposed to be using to navigate the world, so often ends up being the source of our own suffering? We spend so much of our energy battling our own thoughts, our own stories. This is really the central puzzle we're going to try to unpack together today.
So that mental fog we were just talking about, the one that can make life feel like a constant uphill battle, it actually has an ancient name. It's called Māyā. And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. It's a very real experience that shapes our daily lives. And it's what creates so much of that anxiety where there could just be peace.
Now, the definition of Māyā it's a bit subtle. It's not a lie, it's not something fake. It's what appears to be solid reality, but is actually just a projection from our own minds, something without any real solid substance of its own. You could say it's the story that we tell ourselves about what's actually happening.
Okay, so this is the absolute key to the whole thing. Understanding that split between what is real and what is just an illusion. Piercing through that fog of Māyā is all about learning to see the huge, massive gap between what objectively happens in our lives and the layer of interpretation we immediately slap on top of it.
Let's make this super practical. So on one side, you have reality, a fact. Let's say your car gets a flat tire, or it starts raining right when you planned a picnic. These are just pure phenomena. There's no inherent good or bad to them. But then, on the other side, you have Māyā. That's our mind jumping in, instantly slapping on labels. This is a total disaster, my day is completely ruined. You see, the pain doesn't actually come from the flat tire. It comes from the story we tell ourselves about the flat tire. That's Māyā in action.
And this leads us right to the most common and honestly, the most powerful form of Māyā that we all run into every single day. I call it the problem trap. This is the very mechanism that keeps us stuck in that endless loop of stress.
This is it. This is the big one. The single most powerful illusion is the simple act of calling something a problem. Because think about it. The moment you declare this is a problem, you've created a conflict. You are, in that instant, fundamentally rejecting the present moment. You've basically declared war on reality itself.
And it's this simple three-step process that we just repeat all day long without even realizing it. So first, something happens. That's it. It's just a neutral phenomenon. Then, step two, our mind instantly judges it and sticks that problem label on it. And third, that label automatically creates this feeling of resistance, of struggle. We feel like we have to fight it, we have to fix it, we have to control it. We literally manufacture our own stress from thin air.
Okay, so if labeling things a problem is the trap, what's the key to getting out? Well, the answer is a concept that might sound a little passive at first, but it is incredibly powerful. True surrender. And this is not about giving up, not at all. It's about letting go of that deep-seated need to fight reality. I want you to really think about this for a second. We walk around with this illusion that we are in complete control, that I am the one running the show. But are you consciously beating your own heart right now? Are you telling your lungs to breathe? No, of course not. There is a vast intelligence, a much larger flow that is animating you and all of life. Surrender is just about recognizing that and letting go of the ego's false claim to be the sole doer.
And this really shows the difference perfectly. The illusion of control is like trying to swim against a powerful river current. It's all struggle, right? It's all resistance, and it comes from that thought, I have to fix this, I must solve this. But surrender is like turning around and just flowing with that same current. It's the perspective that says, okay, this is happening, this is just part of a larger flow. And that doesn't mean you become passive, it means you align with reality. This invites acceptance and peace, and ironically, that's the exact state of mind from which the clearest solutions almost always appear.
So what happens when you actually start to practice this? What does the world look like when you stop resisting and start surrendering? Well, that fog we talked about, it actually begins to lift. And you start to see a completely different reality. One that, believe it or not, was there all along.
So here's a really simple, practical way you can start. First, just notice when you're doing it. Just catch yourself in the act of labeling something a problem.
And you can even say to yourself, there it is, I'm creating Māyā right now. Second, release the judgment. Just for a moment, stop measuring what's happening with your own tiny ruler of how things should be. And third, just observe. Without that fog of judgment, you'll start to see the incredible harmony of the world that was always there, just waiting for you to see it.
And ultimately, this shift in perspective, it changes everything. When we surrender to the flow, life stops feeling like this endless series of problems that we have to struggle to solve. Instead, it becomes this process of continually receiving grace, of seeing every single moment, even the really challenging ones, as part of a perfect unfolding intelligence. So what would change for you right now if you saw your life not as a problem, but as a grace?